Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Friebolin back again in my backyard with some more of Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. I have to share, this is my most favorite thing to do all summer long. I come outside and just read and relax in the beautiful sunshine. So as much as I miss everyone at Sheridan, I am enjoying this time to just relax in my backyard. It's one of my favorite places. And I hope you're finding time to relax and enjoy and spend time with your family. So let's get back to our book. Chapter 42. Peering over the railing on the third-floor balcony at close to 2 a.m., Andrew saw Sierra sitting all alone in the reading room. Andrew had spent the night on the third floor losing video games to Charles, and being reminded about how much he needed to break into Community Meeting Room B to borrow any clues that Kyle's team had gathered. It was time for him to pay back Charles for wasting the team's time on the Anna Green's Gables clue due to his fearless fear of heights. Andrew had promised Charles he'd do whatever it took. If anyone on Team Keeley is going to help us break into their headquarters, Charles said, it'll be that shy girl who's constantly reading. Have you noticed that Sierra Russell uses for a bookmark? No, said Andrew. Her library card, which of course doubles as her key into Meeting Room B. Find a way to borrow it. Isn't that illegal? Of course not. This is a library. People borrow books, don't they? Well, yeah. Did I mention I have 3,000 Facebook friends, 2,000 Twitter followers? Each and every one of them will hear what a wimp you are if you don't do this for our team. So Andrew made his way down to the first floor. Sierra, as usual, was reading a book. As he moved closer, Andrew saw a flash of white. Charles was right. Sierra was using her tiny white library card to mark her place in the book's pages. He made his way to the cluster of overstuffed reading chairs. Good book? His voice startled her. Oh, yes. Mind if I join you? He slid on the chair across from her. What are you reading? Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator by Roald Dahl. Oh, yeah, I heard about that book. Where's the rest of your team? They went to bed. They want to get up bright and early before the doors on the second floor open again. Yeah, Haley and Charles conked out too. I guess it's just us bookworms. Well, it's kind of late, said Sierra. I guess I'm going to go upstairs. May I take a look? Your book. I've never actually read it. I tell people I have. Oh, sure. Sierra handed it to him. Thank you. Andrew flipped through the pages till he found the spot where Sierra had tucked her library card. Wouldn't it be cool if this library had a flying elevator just like the one in Willy Wonka? That'd be pretty cool to way to escape, huh? Yeah, I guess. That was when Andrew made the switch. He slipped his library card into Sierra's book and took hers. Charles would be so proud of him. So, did you ever read The Elevator Family? No, I don't think so. It's of this family who lives in an elevator in a San Francisco hotel. Let's just say it has its ups and downs. Andrew laughed hysterically because it was one of the funniest jokes he knew. Sierra chuckled and he handed her back her book. Overhead, the Wonder Dome dissolved out of its Dewey Decimal Mode, and a swirl of colors became the bright green bedroom and a pair of red-framed windows looking out to a blue sky. The ceiling had become the Bunny's bedroom from Goodnight Moon. A quiet old lady, Bunny, and a frumpy blue dress hopped into the reading room. 2 tiny cats followed her. Great, said Andrew. Another stupid hologram. I think it's cute, said Sierra. Hush, said the Bunny. Good night, clocks. Good night, socks. Good night, Sierra. Good night, Bunny, Sierra said, and she headed upstairs. Good night, Andrew, said the Bunny. Yeah, he said. He pocketed the library card. He couldn't do anything with it right away, not while the holographic Bunny was watching him. But first thing in the morning, good night, old Bunny says, hush, he called out. And then under his breath he muttered, in the morning, our competition we're gonna crush. Chapter 43. Up bright and early the next morning, Kyle made his way across the rotunda reading room. It was 8:15. The Dewey Decimal doors would open in 1 hour and 45 minutes. The game would be let over in less than 4 hours. Sierra Russell, on the other hand, was sitting in a chair reading a book. Hey, said Kyle. Hi, said Sierra. Did you stay up all night reading? No, I went upstairs around 2, but there was a new stack of books in the librarian's desk when I came down. Oh, really? What'd you find? 5 copies of this. He showed Kyle her book. It was The 11th Hour and the Curious Mystery. Oh, that's a good book. It's a rhyming picture book about Horace the elephant's 11th birthday party and the search to find out who ran off with all the food. There's hidden messages and codes all over the pages. Why is it called the 11th hour? The birthday feast was supposed to take place at 11 a.m., but someone stole all the food. Kyle laughed. 11 a.m.? What? The 11th hour, the last possible moment. Kyle nudged his head up the Wonder Dome. How much do you want to bet that 11 o'clock on the dot, we will find a clue that we need? Sierra smiled. So this book is a clue about our clue? That's my guess. Did you have breakfast? Not yet. What are you waiting for? Said Miguel as he strolled into the room. Today's a big day. We're going to need our energy for the final sprint. He's right, said Akimi. The doors open in less than 2 hours. Then we only have 2 more hours to figure everything out. But, said Kyle, Sierra just figured out when we're going to get our last clue. He gestured toward the picture book. At the last possible minute. What, said Akimi, 11:59? Close, 11 o'clock. Awesome, said Miguel. It must be a really good clue. Kyle and his team went to the cafe where they found Haley Daly at a table, eating a grapefruit and staring through the glass walls of the rotunda. Hey, Haley, how's it going? Asked Kyle. Not bad, you? Good. Win or lose, we're having a blast. We're the fun bunch, said Akimi. You guys are really getting along, aren't you? Oh, yes, said Sierra. I haven't had this much fun since I was 6. Seriously? What's the matter, Haley, said Akimi. Life not so good on Team Charles? It's okay, I guess. I mean, we've pulled together some good clues. Well, said Miguel, if you ever want to switch sides, we're here for you. Can I do that? Can I just switch sides? Even though I know everything that Team Charles did? I think so, said Kyle. I mean, there's nothing in the rule about teams. Said Haley. And Andrew teamed up with you guys, too? No, said Kyle. Haley nodded toward the windows. Then why'd he just go into your meeting room? Busted. Chapter 24. Zipping across the marble floor, Kyle and his team, trailed by Haley, practically slid into Community Room B, where Andrew stood with a notepad, jotting down everything he had seen. Hey, said Akimi, that's cheating. Andrew spun around. His eyes were the size of tennis balls. You guys left the door open. We did not, said Kyle. It locks automatically. I checked. And I double-checked the door before we went to bed, said Miguel. Kyle was surprised to hear it. You did? You bet, bro. It's what teammates do. They knocked knuckles. Well, you don't have anything but stupid lists of stupid books and stupid authors and stupid Bible verse. A verse which, boomed Mr. Lemoncello, whose face appeared on the video screen, you would do well to memorize, Mr. Peckelman. Thou shalt not steal. Mr. Lemoncello was dressed in a curly white wig and a long black robe. He looked like a judge. He slammed down a rubber gavel on his desk. It made a noise like a whoopee cushion. Will everyone kindly join me in the rotunda reading room at once? Everyone shuffled out of the meeting room and into the rotunda. They were shocked to see that Mr. Lemoncello himself was seated behind the librarian's desk at the center of the room. This was not a hologram. This was the real deal. Charles, all smiles, made a grand entrance. Good morning, everyone, he called out. What's all the excitement? Did I miss something? Just our man Andrew trying to cheat, said Miguel. What? Oh, good morning, Mr. Lemoncello. I didn't see you there inside the library. Isn't today your birthday, sir? Why, yes, Charles, and there's no place I'd rather be on my birthday than inside a library, surrounded by books. Unless, of course, it could be on the bridge to Terabithia. Well, sir, I must say, you certainly look fit and trim. Have you been working out? No, Charles, today I'll be working in. I beg your pardon? Today I'll be working here, inside the library, supervising the final hours of this competition. Oh, I don't think it'll take hours, said Charles. Not to brag, but I think some of us will be going home very soon. You're correct. For instance, Mr. Peckelman will be leaving right now. What? Said Peckelman. Why? Because you tried to cheat. You tried to steal the other team's hard-earned information. Peckelman's eyes darted back and forth. It wasn't my fault. It was Charles's idea. Charles told me to do it. He made me do it. Mr. Peckelman, please approach the bench, which I, for instance, is actually a desk. Let me see the library card you used to gain access to Community Meeting Room B. Somewhat reluctantly, Andrew handed over the card. Is your name Sierra Russell? No, sir, said Andrew as he was looking at his shoes. Who stole my card? Said Sierra. She opened her book and pulled out the other library card. Whose card do you have, Sierra? Asked Charles. Andrew's. Aha! He pulled the old switcheroo, said Charles. Because you told me to, said Peckelman. Really, Charles said. How dare you make such an accusation? Do you have any proof? I don't need any proof. You bullied me into stealing Sierra's card. Mr. Lemoncello banged his gavel again, and thus ended the story of Andrew, the terrible, horrible, and no good, very bad day. Mrs. Bunny, a hologram of an old lady bunny from Goodnight Moon, hopped onto the top of the librarian's desk. Good night, Andrew, said the bunny. Your time with us is through. Clarence and Clement, the security guards, appeared and escorted Andrew out of the building. Sir, said Sierra, would you like Andrew's library card for the discard pile? No, thank you. That card is now property of Team Kyle. Haley Daly raised her hand. Yes, Haley? Kyle saw her shoot a look at Charles. How can I help you? Said Mr. Lemoncello. Well, sir, if it's okay with you, I'd like to switch sides. I want to join Kyle's team. Zip zap, said Mr. Lemoncello, waving his arms like a magician. You are now on Kyle's team. Haley, said Charles, how can you desert me? The same way you just deserted Andrew. Do we get her library card too? Said Kyle. Indeed you do. Plus any and all information she chooses to share with you. And Charles, I ask you, would you like to quit your team and join Kyle's? Excuse me? You know, all for one and one for all. Sir, with all due respect, that may have worked for those Three Musketeers in the trumped-up work of fiction. But I'm sorry, that is not how things work in the real world. Out here, it's every man for himself. What goes a prize if everyone wins? I see, but Haley knows all the clues you've collected. True, sir, but I doubt she realizes what they actually mean. Kyle could see Mr. Lemoncello's nose twitch when Carl said that. It wasn't a happy bunny kind of twitch either. It was a joke, sir. Charles must have seen the twitch. Oh, I see. Like the one about the boy named Charles. Hilarious. Remind me to tell you about it sometime. Anyway, be as it may, I insist that you be given a few extra clues to compensate for the fact that all your teammates are either being kicked out of the game or abandoning ship. Mr. Lemoncello reached under his desk and pulled out an envelope. This, Charles, is for your eyes only. Charles stepped forward and took the envelope. Thank you, sir. This is very generous. I know. And you may also ask me one question, but please, don't waste your time asking me where the exit is, because I do not know. You don't know? Said Kyle. Haven't a clue. The entire game was designed by my head librarian, Dr. Zinchenko, as my birthday present. But, said Akimi, you could just ask Dr. Zinchenko how to get out. Akimi Hughes, are you one of those people who reads the last chapter of the book to see how it ends? No? Good. It's much more fun when the ending is a surprise. Dr. Zinchenko is the only one who knows how and where to exit the library. Any clues I personally deliver during the course of this game were completely scripted for me by Dr. Z. Okay, said Charles. Here's my question. Mr. Lemoncello raised his hand, but before you ask it, be advised. Your opponents will also hear the answer. Fine. Why is the book on the bedside table in your private suite from the mix-up files of Ms. Baisley Frankweller by E.L. Coningsburg? Because when I was your age, Mrs. Tobin, my local librarian, gave it to me. Miguel raised his hand. Yes, Miguel? Can I have a bonus question too? He asked politely. No, said Mr. Lemoncello. However, I will give you a bonus answer, which Charles, of course, will also hear. Your bonus answer is Lullaby and Rocky Mountain White. What? Those are pine trees, said Charles, just to show off. I am told that is correct, he said, touching his ear. He reached under the desk again, this time pulled out a 3-foot-tall hourglass, a giant version of the plastic timers that usually come with his games. He turned it over. It's the jumbo 3-hour size, he said, because it is now 9 o'clock, and you have only 3 more hours to find your way out of the library. Good luck. And may the best team, or in Charles's case, the best solo effort, win. Chapter 46. Let's see what kind of real bonus clues Mr. Lemoncello is serving up today, said Charles to his empty conference room. He really didn't mind flying solo. It meant he wouldn't have to share his prize when he won it. Winners won all, losers lose all. That was just the way the world worked, and Charles knew he was going to win. After all, he was a Chillington. They never lose. Even if he had wasted his question about the mixed-up files book, turns out that Mr. Lemoncello was just a sentimental sap like Kyle. The book was there because the librarian had told the old fool when he was the same age as the library lock-in contestants. Big whoop. And what about that nonsense about the pine trees? Crazy. Clasping the envelope, Charles found 2 cards. Each one of them was numbered, in case Charles couldn't figure out which books they were hidden. Baby, Charles wondered. No, crawled. He examined the second card. Here you go, guys. Can you see the clues? Second clue has 3 people eating at tables. 3 dinners, 3 couples, a restaurant? Ooh, that one was difficult. Charles decided not to put the 2 pieces into the puzzle and see if their meanings would become clear. So here is the final puzzle, or what he has so far. Charles was missing only 1 clue, but he had everything else. You can walk out the way blank crawled in past restaurant. No, that doesn't make any sense. In fact, he was pretty sure. You can walk out the way. That was true. The way what? Past the restaurant? The Booknote Cafe? And what about the image of the football player? It came from the Johnny Unitas book. Maybe Johnny Unitas, who played football back when Mr. Lemoncello was Charles's age, had owned a restaurant. Perhaps a popular national chain. If so, there might be one in Alexanderville. Maybe right here in the Gold Leaf Bank building. Could the last part be in Johnny Unitas' restaurant? Or what if Andrew Peckelman had been right all along, and it was the 19 that was the clue from the football card? But what about the last one? Diners? Couples? No! Anniversaries. The 3 couples in the bonus clue were obviously celebrating their anniversaries. 19 anniversaries? Was today the 19th anniversary of some major event in Alexanderville? Charles shook his head. He knew the phase would make sense after he completed the 3rd line. He looked one more time. Blank crawled in. Sorry, someone just flew over me. What if the missing image is an eyeball? I crawled in. Hang on, Charles thought. The one book in the staff pick display case that nobody found yet was True Crime Ohio. The last image was going to be a criminal of some sort. That one single missing book might tell Charles who crawls into the bank, and more importantly, where they crawled in. Was this the 19th anniversary of a famous bank robbery? Charles realized he needed help. It was time to use his Ask an Expert. That made him laugh, because Charles knew the top library expert in all of America, maybe the world. Someone even more important than Dr. Zinchenko. Kyle Keeley and the rest of that bunch couldn't stand a chance. One more? Okay, if you insist. One more chapter. Chapter 47. Eager to find out all he could about the final minutes before the Dewey Decimal doors opened, Kyle listened as Haley detailed everything she knew from Team Charles. Meanwhile, Akimi added Andrew and Haley's card to the list. We're piecing together a picture puzzle, said Haley. It's like a memory match game on that old TV show, Concentration. Oh, we played one of those too, said Miguel. A rebus. Right. So far, I'm pretty sure it says something like, you can walk out the way the bandits crawled in. Thou shalt not steal, said Kyle, pointing to the Bible verse. That points to bandits too. And the blackbird. It wailed like a police siren, chasing bandits. Hang on. What about Willy Wonka? Were there criminals in the chocolate factory? No, said Sierra. And what about all this, said Akimi, pointing to the list of library cards. I added the new cards to our list, but it still doesn't make much sense. Yeah, that's a mess, said Haley. Tell me about it. I don't think it's another author title game, said Sierra. Like up in the Wonder Dome. Huh? Said Haley. Long story. We'll save it for later. What we need, said Kyle, is some kind of clue to show us how to unscramble this list. Remember what Dr. Zinchenko said when the game started? Your library cards are the keys for everything you will need. This is one big clue, guys. We need to crack it. That's when Mr. Lemoncello popped his head in the door. Hello! I hope I'm not interrupting. You have 20 minutes till the doors open. Anyone up for an extreme challenge? In case you forgot, said Mr. Lemoncello, extreme challenges are extremely challenging and sometimes extremely dangerous. Lose some sunlight. Big shadow. Is Charles doing one? He might. I'm going to go ask him next, said Mr. Lemoncello. Mr. Lemoncello changed out of his judge's costume into some kind of cat burglar outfit. Black pants, black turtleneck, and a sporty black beret. Is your costume a clue? Asked Haley, because it goes with the whole bandit theme. I don't know, but Dr. Zinchenko told me to wear it for the big finale. Is there going to be a big finale? Maybe with Charles, said Kyle. We're sort of stuck. At least till Levin sits here. That's when the most important clue will appear on the ceiling. Really? said Mr. Lemoncello. That Dr. Zinchenko, she knows how to build suspense. So let's do the extreme challenge, said Haley. What do we have to lose? The whole game, said Akemi. Not for all of us. I'll do the challenge. After all, I'm the team captain. You are, said Haley. We had an election yesterday. Oh, cool. But Kyle, if you blow the extreme challenge, you lose. Not if my team wins, said Kyle. No, said Mr. Lemoncello. If you lose, Kyle, you lose, and you won't be able to share the big prize with them. Fine. I'm going with you, said Haley. No, you're not. I have to. Look, we both know I'd be a fabulous spokesmodel for your games and stuff, but I just can't glom on everything that Kyle and his team have already done. I have to earn my place on the team. Sorry, Haley, extreme challenges are and will always be solo efforts, but no buts, said Mr. Lemoncello. Kyle must face his challenge alone. However, yes, the rest of you can watch on the video screen and cheer him on. You're a cheerleader, aren't you, Haley? Yes, said Kyle, but she never cheered for me. I will this time, I promise. Excellent, said Mr. Lemoncello. By the way, Kyle, there's no backing out once you commit to a challenge. Fine, said Kyle, let's do it. Go, Kyle, go, shouted Haley. Akemi flinched. A little warning next time, please. Sorry. Mr. Lemoncello touched his ear again. Here is your extreme challenge. The answer you seek, the key to this code, is a memory box that holds the mother lode. What? Mr. Lemoncello shrugged. Sorry, I don't write them. I only recite them. Wait, there's more. Sorry, I had to pause for a second. The sun is setting behind my house and it made a big shadow, and I want to be able to finish the chapter with you. So let's continue. The room went silent. Mr. Lemoncello touched his ear once more and continued. Ah, here it is, the rest of it. The box had been there, for now it is there. Poor Kyle, your fate is up in the air. Mr. Lemoncello just stood there smiling. Is that it? said Kyle. Yes. Find what you're looking for before the second floor doors open, and it's yours. Fail, and you, Kyle, will be eliminated from the game. And your team, due to a series of unfortunate events, will be forced to struggle on without you. Good luck. You have 15 minutes. Mr. Lemoncello left the room. Dude, said Miguel, you are so dead. Wait a second. I think I know how to find what Mr. Lemoncello was talking about. You do, said Kyle? I better. I'm the one who moved it from here to there. Oh, guys, we're so close to the end. This is so hard to stop. Next chapter is really short. We're going to do one more. And then I am going to pause for the day because it is almost dinner time and I have to figure out what in the world my family's going to eat tonight. And I think we'll have probably 2 more sessions and we'll finish the book. We're at chapter 49 if anyone has a book and is following along. Now then, Charles, said Mr. Lemoncello, you would like to utilize your remaining lifeline, perhaps an extreme challenge, or ask an expert? Yes, sir, said Charles. And may I just say, it's kind of you to come here and ask me that in question. Well, it's a cloudy with a chance of meatballs, and I had nothing better to do. Pardon? Nothing. Just a brief flight of fancy, my mind sailing off past the phantom toll booth. So, which lifeline would you like to use? My ask an expert, sir. I see. Mrs. Tobin at the main desk. Sorry, had to pause again. Had a little bit of cough there. All better. See Mrs. Tobin at the main desk. I must go to my office to monitor Kyle's extreme challenge. What's he doing? Trying to beat you. Toodles. Mr. Lemoncello raised his barrette by the stem, turned on his heel, and headed by one of the bookcases. Charles watched him tilt his head into a burst of red button in the middle on what would have been a man's neck. A door-sized section of the bookcase swung open. Mr. Lemoncello stepped in the darkness, and the bookcase swung shut. Charles hurried to the librarian's desk. Mrs. Tobin, he said, Mrs. Tobin, chop, chop, I'm in a hurry here. The doors upstairs will open in 3 minutes, Mrs. Tobin. A hologram finally appeared. Good morning, Charles. How may I help you? I need to use my Ask an Expert. Very well. Who do you wish to consult with? Someone who knows their way around the library. If that's all you require, Charles. Perhaps I can be of assistance. I need to talk to my Uncle Jimmy. Your Uncle Jimmy? Could you please be more specific? It's, of course, James F. Willoughby III. The James F. Willoughby III? Yes, ma'am. The head librarian of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. is your uncle? That's right. If my brother's uncle, Uncle Jimmy, the top librarian of all of America, can't help me find the book I'm looking for, nobody can. See if Kyle gets what he needs. Let's see if Charles gets what he needs. We are down to 6 more chapters. I hope you have a guess of who's going to win, and we will find out soon enough. Have a great day, everyone.